when I look at Joe Judge, he just doesn't even look like he should have got the job in the first place. I don't understand all these candidates that are out there, all these different coaches and prospects and guys that have done it. How did they wind up selecting him in the end? And then you go back and you look at when he first took over, and everything was bravado, and it was, I'm going to do it my way, and no names on the helmets in the back of the jerseys. And it was just like, it was a weird deal. And now I fast forward, as I was telling Jay before we started the show, you went for it on 3rd and 9, backed up with a sneak. You're going to get fired doing stuff like that. When you start to really process it and think about it, it was like there's a number of things that aligned that was going to turn people off about who you were as a head coach.
Jay, and Key, but Jay, I know you're a Giants fan, and I had Brandon Marshall on this just in yesterday. And we were talking, and he made a point, and it's a point that I've been making and thinking about the last couple of years. And I'll just express it my way, all right?
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with being conservative. That just means you look to the past and say, hey, the things that worked, we want to stick with those, right?
Conservative, what do you mean? Regarding what?
As a franchise,
Okay.
the Giants,
Okay.
right? There's nothing wrong with that. That philosophy, just in life in general. I know what's worked in the past. I feel secure with that. But there's a difference between doing that and doing it reflexively, like unthinking, right? And it seems to me, and Brandon Marshall made this point about Joe Judge yesterday, that the Giants hire guys, GM and coach, that just give them the feeling they're looking for, Key. When you're like, you don't see what they saw in Joe Judge and Dave Gettleman talk that old school football that gives Mara and these guys the right type of feeling. Oh, that's the way it used to be. But that's okay. A dude can do that. But does he understand the game now? Like, is that applicable to what's going on? Are you thinking it through? And the hiring of Dave Gettleman was not well thought through, obviously, and nor was the hiring of Joe Judge.
Well, I think when you think about Dave Gettleman, to start with, the general manager, he was in the building before in the past. So there was familiarity with there. Whether you like him or not, you can't say that he didn't have mild success in Carolina.
Familiarity,
yes.
though.
But
That's the key.
Yes, he did.
He
Yes.
had mild success. So if you take mild success and familiarity and you put it together, you think you're getting magic because he's familiar with the way we do things. He certainly went out on his own and had, some would say, success in Carolina building a team. No, I don't think that there was anything wrong with hiring him. He just didn't change. Here's what they would say. He didn't learn his lesson. He still was hard-headed from his firing in Carolina when he got to the Giants. He didn't change his approach whatsoever. His approach was, I'm smarter than you, I'm better than you, I'll dupe you, I know more football than you, you don't know anything, so therefore I'll tell you what you think you need to hear and everything will be great. Instead of just changing his approach. If he'd have changed his approach, he probably could have been okay.
Yeah, it's amazing, Jay, that someone like Gettleman thinks he knows more than other people when actually everyone seemed to know more than him.
That's fine. I'm not going to waste my energy on what was anymore. I'm really focused on what's going to be because I'm trying to be positive and optimistic here.
Okay.
Like I'm sure yesterday Daniel Jones is thinking I'm in a pretty precarious situation considering I have a new GM and a new coach that's coming in. Am I going to be the guy for the future? I would probably bet on him not being the guy, but at least I'm going to give some credit to the organization for John Mara and Steve Tisch, right? Order of operations. They did it the right way. The GM retires. Max, you and I both think he should have been fired, but fine. He's out regardless whether it's retirement or firing, okay? Joe Judge, following days later, is fired. He is let go. Right order of operations. You don't want to bring in a GM with a head coach that you might have to fire the next year. Like, we're doing it right now. I want somebody who's progressive, who's offensively minded, who can bring in the right personnel pieces, and we can build foundationally the right way.
Jay, I needed that this morning. I needed that this morning. Thank you for that. You're right. Let me get all the negative stuff from the
We're
past.
here, Max.
You're right
we got
about
what we wanted. Now let's focus on what we need.
You're also right about the Giants in this sense. They are a classy organization, but they are, right? Gettleman, who'd been sick and who'd been battling cancer, the whole thing, he gets to retire. He's not fired just out of spite or something like another organization might do it the wrong way. They did it right. They got together. They realized it is time to make a clean break so we can hire a GM who can then go get his coach. You're right. After all this dysfunction, they still are going about some things the right way, and we can now look forward to what will be, right? Who's going to be the GM? Who's going to be the coach?
Don't you still feel like there's still optimism around it? It's still a job where we were talking yesterday, Max. Is that Brian Flores? Is that Eric Bieniemy? Who do we want? Because there is talent on the field, guys. We have talent.
You want the right coach.
Yes.
You don't want offense or defense. You just want the right
guy.
Coach. Because the history in my mind tells me ever since Bill Parcells have left the Giants, and just thinking in my head, they've gone offensive heavy the entire way. They've all, when you think about Dan Reeves, Jim Fossil, Tom Coughlin, McAdoo, what's the Dermer, Shermer, who else?
That's it.
And then
And
Joe
now Judge, yeah.
all of them got offensive backgrounds.
Yeah.
So now you just need the right coach. The right coach.
Are you suggesting that because of the tradition and history of the Giants, it should be a defensive background?
No, just a right coach. A coach that can win you games, that can get you to a Super Bowl.
How about
this
a
whole
real
side
CEO?
of the ball, this side of the ball stuff doesn't work.
Especially not in windy
You gotta
New
hire
Jersey.
the right guy.
A real CEO, Key. Somebody that can actually run the organization.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.